Hello and welcome to another episode of Everything BS, and we are now presenting to you American Horror Story Season 5 Hotel.
Episode 2, Chutes and Ladders.
Chutes and Ladders, a very fun game. Episode almost equally as fun. We are now going to go through the episode, discuss our thoughts here. We had several questions from the last episode, but I think most
we have more questions now.
Well, we do. Some of us have been answered. In fact, as soon as we signed off last week, I thought about re-recording something because we actually answered some of the questions about Sarah Paulson, why she can't leave the hotel, or if she can't, or she just chooses to stay there, versus Lady Gaga. Obviously, I mean, you wouldn't give up a prime hotel thing.
So vampires v ghosts, I suppose.
My first question here, this is later, I wrote down something later on. Who lives in a hotel? Because they're constantly saying, oh, do you live here? You live here? And everyone's like, yes. Or in the Sarah Paulson night, I was like, I'm on the list. I live here. I've never known anybody to live in a hotel, but I guess it did happen.
I mean, hookers.
Yeah, but you really don't live in a hotel. I mean, it would be more expensive. Like a motel, it would be more expensive to live in a hotel than it would.
Yeah, but if your income is not very secure and you're doing drugs and whatnot, you need a day-to-day.
You always never been a hooker. You know how self-sustaining that income is.
Well, the episode starts off and Sarah Paulson was sewing the guy up back in the bed.
Max Greenfield, I believe, and yes,
sewing him into a mattress. I guess that's a sound way to dispose of corpses.
Well, and so that brings up, of course, the first episode where a corpse comes out of the...
Which seems to somehow respond to Sarah Paulson's character and rapes people with the golden dildo. So maybe she's creating a bunch of them. Maybe there's more than one. Maybe
a bunch of golden dildo rapers.
Yeah, I mean, whatever, fuck it. Why not? Ryan Murphy probably...
If you're going to win a war.
Ryan Murphy probably got stoned and had a weird dream and just said, fuck it. They'll watch anything, so he threw that in there.
Well, I'm going to assume he appears back. And in fact, we know he appears back because they showed in the future episodes him being carted into the hospital on a bed, and he looked burned. So I don't know. Okay. Again, we're gonna try and say I don't know a lot less than last week's episode because
who knows?
We don't know. But anyway, so then we go on to the last of the Swedish females being drained by her blood, being drained of her blood.
The vampire kids.
Then the kids are they have IVs hooked up to them, feeding them blood, I assume. While playing Tetris and Galaga.
So I guess they're feeding and being given blood, so whatever. It just seems like a lot of waste of blood.
It doesn't matter. You had a really good point watching this episode, and you're like, do they even write them anymore? Or is it just like, all right, we have this room, Sarah Paulson, you're here.
Because season 3, it seemed like they wrote 4 good episodes, and then after that, it seemed like they just wrote it that day. I think they only wrote 1 episode and then said, fuck.
Right.
I don't know.
I think Lily Rabe just got up from the coffin and goes, did you just kill me off? And Ryan Murphy's like, yeah, we just killed you. And she goes, well, I don't want to die. And he goes, fine, whatever.
Or she just showed up for
bring you back.
She showed up the next day for shooting, and he goes, you know what, we could use your character.
Yeah, Emily's still here. Let's go ahead and just...
I'm dead. Oh, whatever, fuck it, you got power.
Lily Rabe, not Emily Rabe.
Lily Rabe. So then we get Matt Bomer not wearing a shirt again. We're cool with that.
Thank you.
We're very cool with that. And remember, Lady Gaga was like, oh, I'm going to go to some art show or whatever. And then he goes, but babe, you don't have any more money. So they're establishing that she's broke, and then she's getting out of a Rolls Royce wearing a Vera Wang outfit.
Right.
So I'm not
Doesn't
really
make
sure.
Any sense.
I guess she still has chauffeurs on retainer, or
possibly. In fact, I was going to bring up here. I had a question. I wrote, Gaga, vampire, no money? ? Now, and they establish later on when Finn Whitrock, we'll get to Finn Whitrock, don't worry. When Finn Whitrock becomes a vampire, and he said, well, we have fangs and blah, 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 and bullets can kill him. I guess they can die as humans.
Yeah. It's just they're more powerful. And
how do you not have money? I mean, if I know I'm going to be immortal for 100 years, I'm going to invest whatever money I have in some kind of money market and let it progress for 100 years, and I'll get millions of dollars.
Well, just don't do anything illegal, because that's the last thing you need is to be in jail for 100 years. Like, this guy doesn't age. Wait a second.
Oh yeah, you have to say my identical son is going to come pick this up in 100. Great grandson.
Yeah, perfect. So there was that weird scene with the doctor and I guess it's the wife of the detective Wes Benton or whatever,
right?
Whatever his name.
Who we didn't even touch on last week, Chloe Savini. I don't care. She was only in season 2 so far, and fine actress.
Who was she in
great.
season 2?
She was the ironically the whore. And I guess there's a theme going for every.
There she is.
She was the whore inmate that got her legs and arms cut off. Or maybe just her legs. And then she was crawling around in the schoolyard.
Old Stumpy. Yeah, I remember.
Old Stumpy. We did get to see Match and Emmett finally. I'm upset that her character is just the mother of somebody, but she is Shelley from Twin Peaks. So nice little throwback there. She looks fantastic.
I got kind of weirded out by the random vaccination plug.
Yeah, that
like,
was weird.
you know, that's one of those hot topic issues where a lot of people are against vaccinations, some people are for it, and it's really weird for a show like American Horror Story to try to pick a side and just flat out go, "You're retarded. Your kid's gonna die from measles now." It's like, okay,
right.
I'm sure some Tylenol, like, that kid's gonna be fine. You're not in Africa. The kid's fine. But,
right, it's not 1920.
Yeah, it was just really weird to see them, like, really, like,
he's got a cough. I guess we'll put him under.
Like, we're just gonna put him out of his misery. This poor kid's got a temperature of 101. What will we do?
You touched on this next scene I thought was so funny. Wes Bentley wakes up in bed and he hears something in the shower. And Brandon, before we even get to the shower scene, he goes, "Oh, what is this out of The Shining where there's a rotten corpse in the shower?"
Yeah, there's rotten corpses fucking.
And sure enough, he opens the curtain and there's
even
rotten
worse,
corpses.
right before that, while he's sleeping, the Miss Efforts, that ghost, I can't
Evers,
remember
I think.
Yeah, I can't remember the actress's name, but she just randomly pops in the room. Everything okay? Goes, "Yeah, it's fine." I'm like, that's not creepy at all. She's just already in the room, but I guess he's kind of asleep. That's fine. Then he sees the golden dildo guy standing over him, and I was thinking, uh-oh, he's cruising you. You better watch out. You know, the golden dildo guy is cruising you.
I really like Mare Whittingham this episode, this season. She's
I'm
she was
really enjoying her.
She was Tate's father. Tate, is that right? Kyle's father in Coven, and then she was.
She's not Connie Britton. She's like
not.
She's like Connie Britton's like older, less attractive sister. That's actually kind of funny. Who has a sense of humor.
All right, so then, and this will play into something later as we get into the episode.
chase.
So then, Wes Bentley again chases his children of the corn-looking son.
After witnessing corpses fucking in the shower, whatever, I'm dreaming. Oh, but there's my son. Let's go chase Holden down the hallway. And that leads to the bar scene.
And we'll touch later on about that. Okay, so
He ends up at the bar with Sarah Paulson and Liz Taylor sitting there, or Cleopatra as he was called in this scene. And which is weird because he's clearly not dreaming anymore. So then if he knew he saw Holden, then he knew he saw corpses in the shower and all this. But I guess he's just the world's worst detective. But he's now at the bar, and Sarah Paulson's character is asking him, when was the last time you drank? I want all the details. And you get that little story, which apparently he's like Sherlock. You were touching on
right,
that,
yeah.
but-
Like last week, he'd walk in and look around and go, "Oh, this man works out. He has a weight set in the corner." Yeah.
Like, yes, we know that.
All right, okay. I wrote this down. I don't know what this means. Not bombs, takeout, and definite.
Oh, well, the next scene, he was at the police station, and they thought a bomb came
That's
in.
right. Detonate. Okay, so that didn't make that line didn't make any sense to me. So they're like, "Well, it's not a bomb, but if you want, we can take it outside and detonate it." And it's like, that doesn't. Was that clever? I mean, why would the bomb
It was like
squad
a
go?
trophy or
It's
something?
not a bomb, but we can take it outside and detonate it. No, it was I think an Academy Award, as it's going to play into probably either Liz Taylor's thing, which is of course Dennis O'Hare, and or it's going to be another character that shows up and gets killed.
But wasn't it... I thought that... I think the return address was the Cortez Hotel, so for some reason he thought it was a bomb. It was just really
Yeah,
weird. They
that's
didn't
what
explain the thought process. I wish... If we would have understood why he thought there was a bomb, was there ticking going on? Because there clearly wasn't, because it was a trophy.
Well, I think if a detective gets a random package, they always bomb scan it. So that kind of, I mean,
well, they don't have a guy that just goes, this is a random package. Like, it just automatically gets to the detective.
well, it was just no, it didn't have a return address. It was just sent to him at his address, which doesn't make any sense why it's at the.
I think we're just confused about that scene. I'm sure if we watched it again, it would make sense. But just the way it was, it just didn't. It wasn't clear.
All right, so let's move on to a visually stunning scene.
Yes, the fashion show.
The fashion show. I like the way they laid it all out. And this is the first time I've liked Cheyenne Jackson's character. One thing that bothered me a lot was that Sarah Paulson's character, who's clearly a ghost. We're all very clear she's a ghost.
Yeah, or she's a magician. What she did with her teeth was really cool. I like that.
If she's a vampire, then that sucked. Why you picked that one trick to do for somebody as a vampire, I don't know why. But, so she's sitting there and she's going, I'm on the list, I live here, and yada yada. You're a ghost. Just go into the fucking thing. Just appear somewhere later.
Like Miss Efforts, who's clearly a ghost, but... Well...
Efforts.
Or Efforts, or whatever it is, but,
That would be a good name for Miss Efforts.
So the fashion show goes on, and I was kind of You can already tell that Lady Gaga, I'm sure she's like this in real life. Like, she wouldn't take her seat until the music hit, and then she walked in front like she was part of the show, and then took her seat. I was like, are you part of the show? Sit the fuck down.
Right, and I had said, her and Matt Bomer were parties just standing aside, holding arms, waiting for the lights to come on and go, and now we can go in.
No.
They've probably been standing there
we can't go in until we've been seen, until everyone sees us. You know?
And that brings us to my favorite part of the season so far. Finn Whitrock.
Say his name 5 times real fast.
Finn Whitrock, and I wrote his name as Finn, ! Several, smiley face, and I drew a penis. Now, I don't know if everyone knows this, but I know Finn Whitrock.
You walked past him once, and I didn't see it, so
I
I don't know
his
it
hand.
happened.
I shook his hand once.
I don't think anyone really witnessed it.
It was, there are witnesses. Finn probably wouldn't admit to it, but just a slight backstory. Our favorite actor from Freak Show is Finn Whitrock, and while we were in New Orleans, Brandon had sprained his ankle.
I broke that guy severed.
They were helping him severed organ. They were helping him out of the bar, and as helping him, some other friends and I went outside on the sidewalk and we were smoking. And a cab door opens, and Finn Whitrock just steps right out.
Or you claim?
And no, he did. Okay. And Darius and Trey can both back me up on this. And he comes out, and I grab his arm and just go, Finn, like I know him. And that was it. I said something to him, but it didn't matter what I said.
Yeah, you startled him because you're about a full foot taller than him, and
he is very short. In fact, in this episode, it shows how short he. I was rather surprised how short he was, and that's kind of maybe why I was thrown aback. Was like, oh, Finn or Warwick Davis. I was like, no, it's Finn.
Wow.
It's Finn. Sorry, oh my god.
Okay. So edit
that out. If Finn listens to this, God
yeah,
help us.
he's crying right now. But during the fashion show, Finn's character, he's all boss of the walls, rebel without a cause. Doesn't care. He's snorting all the drugs, and then he walks out there. He makes out with some girl, and he gets pushed around. He almost stabs the guy, but then he looks at, and Lady Gaga gives him a look, and it just looks like she's crying because of her makeup. And I mean, it was okay. I get what she's going for, but
we were talking about. This is why I could never be an actor, because if the director of the episode said, "All right, so Steven, Finn's gonna lean in and try to kiss you. You need to force him off of you."
You wouldn't have forced him off. You would have latched onto him.
Yeah. And I'll just go, got it.
And then
let's do it. Yeah.
And then after they do it, we need a retake. I didn't feel good about that one.
Yeah, I'm the one. Cut. Let's do it again. Let's do it. I don't know if
Sir, you're fired. No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
No. It's fine. Just roll again. I wrote down Finn and Bomer. Then the hot Finn Whitrock shows up in the
hotel room looking for blow.
This time we're not using character names. Sorry.
Yeah,
Finn, who's Tristan Duffy, he shows up into the room to find Matt Bomer and Lady Gaga, and he's looking for blow. And
Bomer starts to get into it with him. He manhandles him, and he's like 3 feet taller than him. Of course, he manhandled him. It wasn't that hard. He just swung him around.
So then he chokes him down on the ground.
Of course, Gaga's like, "No, don't."
And then Gaga says no, and we're okay with it. It's fine. He licks the blood off of his face. It's fine. Everything's good.
So then Finn hops in the elevator, and he's trying to get away. But then, of course, the elevator stops, and I couldn't tell if it was trying to be scary, because nothing has been scary all season. Which I don't think the show tries to be scary, but it's called Horror Story. But he starts walking down the hallways, and he backs into one room, and which I guess we should leave all our doors unlocked. He might back into your room.
Yeah.
And we finally get to see Evan Peters.
He's not there. He's not coming. He's not coming there.
We finally get to see Evan Peters' character, and he's pretty much just Vincent Price. And
that's what I wrote. Evan Peters, old Vincent Price.
Okay, but it's so weird because he keeps Finn Whitrock, whatever. Finn keeps calling him, "All right, old man," and this and that. And it's like, did Ryan Murphy and them just think that Evan Peters could pull off an older man?
Okay. Evan Peters is 28 years old.
Okay, but
he's playing what looks like, a 45.
No, he looks like a 25-year-old with a mustache,
right? Who
just grew a mustache, a fake mustache, by the way.
That's probably one of my favorite scenes is when he comes in, though, and in fact, the strongest thing. Okay, my favorite scene is Finn Whitrock.
Okay,
just in general, Finn is my favorite scene, and then all of Evan Peters' scenes, I thought, and not because he's incredibly attractive, but I really like. His character, I like his introduction, because at first when you first meet him, he's just another ghost in the hotel. So you meet this ghost in the hotel, and then the maid, Miss Evers, brings in another prostitute, and he just shoots him on the bed. And it was really awesome. But of course, in this scene, he removes his necktie or his ascot, and he shows his slit throat, which obviously shows
to us reveals that he's
dead.
not a vampire, because later on we'll see that vampirism will cure any scars or physical.
Oh, good point. Yeah, I didn't think about that. But anyway, so Evan Peters is Noel Vincent Price. I like the character. I didn't notice this. You noticed this when he pours both of them a drink. And I didn't notice it last night, but
you look like you need a drink. So.
And then Finn says no, so he pours Finn's drink into his drink. That's something I would do, obviously. Even if
what you're doing now. You just took my drink.
Even if you took the drink from me, I would go, no, wait. Now you make your own.
All right, so then now they've got the daughter character of Wes Benton, and she's now running around the hotel because she saw the coffin and she thinks it's her little brother, which. Weird, for a guy who lost one child, he doesn't seem to give a fuck about this one.
He's letting her roam around everywhere.
So she's roaming around the hotel, and then she gets to investigate the Tetris room. The Tetris room with the gumball drops and and whatnot. So she sees her little brother, and clearly he hasn't aged. And she takes an iPhone picture with him, which is which I don't think. I guess in this vampires can end up on film, or maybe they all look like that blurry thing in the Final Destination where it's wait a second.
As soon as she took the pic, he went to bite her, and then she turned it off.
But maybe it's like, what movie was it? Final Destination, or what's the movie where it turns out everyone in the photo in the year school photo?
Oh yeah, Final Destination 3.
Yeah, maybe it's going to be one of those things where it's like everyone just looks deformed and everything.
That child will die soon.
Okay. Oh god. Well, so that happened, and then I guess she starts wandering the streets, or gets on a bus, or. They really didn't even...
Yeah, they really didn't go... Because obviously... okay, and you had a very good point on this. Obviously, he lost his son at the carnival. And she goes and she finds where her little brother is. He obviously... Unless maybe that's his character, he would not have left the hotel. He would not have left the hotel without his daughter. Instead, it cuts later on.
He was sitting next to his daughter and literally...
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Well, fuck it. She's gone.
Yes. It doesn't make any sense. So he lost his son, and I guess he just went home after the fashion show and was like, all right,
well, I guess I'm going to go home and talk to my wife about this.
Yeah.
Guess what, honey?
I'm going to go see my wife and my daughter at home.
Honey.
I guess he really forgot
if you thought our marriage was fucked, well, guess what?
Well, so then all these cops are there. Of course, the daughter comes to roam in the streets. Like
she walks right in, right past the cops.
She walks right in. Yeah. It isn't...
Pardon me, ma'am. We're searching for a little girl. I was like, okay. Well,
but anyway, yeah. So she
sees
sees him, and here's what bothers me most about the scene. She specifically says, "I saw Holden at the hotel." Now, this would make the third sighting of Holden, his missing son. The first two times is Wes Bentley's character, Detective Lowe. He had seen him twice. He had chased him down in the hotel, and now his daughter is saying, "I've seen him." Brandon, if you told me, if you said, I saw Jesus Christ twice in this hotel, and I chased him down. I couldn't find him. And
yeah, but they're probably like, "Oh, that's that homeless man that stays here."
Let me rephrase that. If you didn't tell me, if you already saw Jesus twice and you chased him down, and then I come to you and go, "This is so weird, Brandon. I just saw Jesus in the hotel." You would go, "Yeah, I fucking know, right? Like I fucking just saw the same fucking thing twice."
All I wrote down was terrible father. That is all I wrote down. I don't even have to write anything else down. Like, wow, what a shitty guy. So, after that, we got to see the Sex with Lady Gaga, or Sex with Finn, whatever your preference is. And they were in a bathtub, getting a doggy. I don't really like Finn Wittrock's Rufio haircut, but, whatever. Maybe he'll change it, who knows. But Gaga was explaining the ins and outs. Like, I mean, they're vampires. They spelled it out last episode. They're fucking
all they have is
this
immortality,
episode.
And they require blood.
And they have a really high immune system and
she said,
stuff like that.
There's no fangs. He goes, there's no fangs.
He goes, no, you cut. And then she said, your immune system is very, very high.
Right, and she said you can't be out in the sun for that.
Oh, she said the sun will drain your vitality, but that doesn't mean it will kill you. It'll just, maybe
but they can be killed by gunshots, and they can be killed by what have you.
And whatnot. And then Lady Gaga told us that her favorite era was the 70s, and so she got to have just a cool scene just for her, where she rode in on a horse. I'm sure she wrote that scene herself, and was like, fuck it, I want to ride in on a unicorn. They don't exist. Find a horse. I don't care. Just make it happen. So she got to do that, which was fun. And then Matt Bomer walked in, and he, which, I mean, I don't know, was he trading up, trading down, who knows? But the funny thing was, he stood on the bed like he was going to fight him, and they were about the same height.
I was going to save this for the end, but I'll ask you now.
Okay.
Let's assume you haven't spent 20 years with each. So you got both of them right in front of you, never done either of them, and they're both there ready and willing.
Okay, well, here's the question.
You got a choice. Matt Bomer, Finn Whitrock.
Well, in real life or like their characters? Because real life, I'd probably choose
all of it, both.
Well, I'd probably choose. I think Finn is just more my alley. He's shorter, so I feel like I'd be in control. But also, here's the thing: if it's those characters, is Bomer just a recent addict, and the other kid's a recent model addict? Because I think I'd rather have a model addict than a junkie addict. But if he's the character he is now, which seems to like he'll love you and stuff, Matt Bomer. So on the show, Bomer, but in real life, Finn.
Right. Only because I know him in real life.
Oh, really?
Finn Whitrock both times.
It's even allegedly. And then you yelled, no, because everyone else was helping me to the cab because I was so pissed off. I'm like, I'm fucking leaving. Then you said, oh my god, that's Finn Whitrock. And it was literally just someone walking away. No one got to see him from the face. And then
we have friends that back him up.
No, because Darius just goes, really?
No,
and then
Trey,
he goes, and
Trey
then
yelled out, I loved you in American Horror Story.
Yeah, but Darius didn't know who it was. He goes, who is that? I was like, it's from American Horror Story. And then he goes, oh, thank you, we love you. He never turned around. We didn't see his face, Steven. You were very drunk that night.
All right, this is my goal. Before the end of the season, I'm gonna have Finn call in and discuss it with us. If anybody can do it, I can do it. So now we get to that's not true at all. I'm just gonna call like Brandon or Al or somebody.
So now we get to what I think was probably, besides Finn Whitrock, was the best part of the episode was
the backstory.
Kathy Bates giving Mr. March's backstory.
Yes.
JPM.
Awesome.
J. Peters March?
John
Peters?
Jason Patrick.
Let's just make it up. Jack Polanski March. We know March is the last name.
Jack pre-menstrual. Yes.
Yeah,
Love
perfect.
It.
Love it.
The backstory is fantastic. Where he's building the hotel, he
just killed.
And you had that great line when we were
when he brought the head architect.
He brought the head architect, and he goes, and he's talking about things. He goes, "The one thing I believe in," and he just like stabs the guy in the neck, and Brandon just goes, "Can you recommend another architect?"
This is like, you just killed the guy who's in charge of your construction. Well, I guess you gotta hire another guy.
Yeah, how do you cover that?
Oh god, it was funny.
But it was a cool idea that he built the hotel with secret passages. He built it with
just so that he could torture
all
people.
The chutes and all this, and it brought us back to season 1. As I made a comment last week about the hostile character coming out behind the game.
So that was
it's
him.
obviously
his ghost.
Well,
we know he's there. We've seen him. Okay, so one interesting thing did occur. Kathy Bates specifically said he had a wife, and we saw that she had blonde hair, was wearing white gloves, sounds like Gaga, and she literally sounded like Lady Gaga. She goes, "No, I like to listen." Like, like her little weird whisper speak. So I think it's obviously Lady Gaga. Because then, okay, well, how about this? He even said afterwards, when he died, she was left with everything. Well, who else would inherit the hotel?
She doesn't have anything.
I know, but she sold the hotel, so she inherited
I actually wrote that
the
down
hotel.
Who's the owner of the hotel now?
She inherited the hotel. It seems like she inherited the hotel, but then she ran out of all his money.
Okay, that makes sense.
And obviously, I guess she never turned him.
I just feel like it's too obvious.
Jessica Lange pops up at the end. Bitches, I'm back.
Well, so speaking of Jessica, this is a weird segue. Jessica Lange to Angela Bassett. Naomi Campbell. We didn't touch on her. She was great in this episode. I actually.
She was fun. I liked her a lot.
I'm waiting for Angela Bassett to show up, and then she didn't. So I'm happy to have Naomi Campbell. I guess she's going to be cut off pretty quick because she goes, "I'm going to stay here for the whole week." Obviously.
Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts. Next week she's already gone. Not even. It's just her body being taken out. And so we get to see that Mr. March is more than likely a ghost.
Psychotic. We get to see that awesome shot of even with the Vincent Price mustache, Evan Peters laying across that table with the fucking shorts down.
Who knew he had a great ass? Oh my god.
Oh, and
wow, I was very impressed by his backside.
One character I like so much now, Miss Evers.
Oh my god, she was hilarious. But first, one important thing did happen. Apparently, the Ten Commandments finally come into play. Because remember, you kept mentioning that during the opening scenes. Why do they keep showing the fucking Ten Commandments? Well, it seems clear that he took all the Bibles from the rooms, and he hates the Ten Commandments. He's going to come to it later on with the investigation, but he did have that line where I guess I'll kill God. But I think Miss Efforts or whatever it was stole the scene. I loved her. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I guess the gun. Do me the honor. And then like
that was awesome.
She shut her eyes, but then she opened it. Oh, and then bam. Her character was so much fun. Well, I'd rather you go first so I can launder the sheets, but I suppose I can't.
She's great.
Like,
I like her a lot.
She was really good.
Excited for her. But yes, you're right. The 10 Commandments. So the two hot guys that we thought were boyfriends in the beginning, they were twins. Apparently, had the guts out.
Yeah.
And they apparently killed their parents, either father or mother. They threw out the
shall not steal,
the severed hand.
Honor of the Sabbath was one. Adultery was
other.
And then false idols.
Adultery, yes.
So we still have 5 left. Which, I mean, I think it's the boring one. So no one cares. But we have the investigation going on, and
know them.
Yeah. I think White After Labor Day is one of them. I can't remember. But so now you go back to the Wes Benton's character, and they're doing the investigation, and he tells the boss, maybe we should look into this J. Peterson March, and he goes, oh yeah, he built the hotel that you're staying at. What? So I don't know. I don't know if that was supposed to be a big deal. And then we got to see Finn get on Grindr, and he was gonna bottom. He was about to take it. That bearded daddy had it. He pulled the pants
did.
down.
And
I mean, I almost wish Lady Gaga hadn't walked in. How far would he have gone? Only Ryan Murphy would know.
I'm drawing a picture right now.
So clearly Ryan Murphy has a type. He loves dark-haired.
Oh yeah. Right now, Brandon will post a picture. Bam! Woo! And this is Ryan Murphy's type. You've got all of the characters from this season who all look alike.
Who's who?
So question. Favorite character? You can pick 2
so far.
2 so far. And
March and Efforts.
2 least.
March and Efforts, but just from this one episode. I mean, Paulson just seems like she's going nowhere fast. Like, whatever, we get it. You're here. You're just here just for background spookiness. Like, you're not actually doing anything. I would say March. I can't think of anyone else. I mean, Bomer's fun, but Kathy Bates is just doing Kathy Bates,
I'm going to say, just because I know him personally, Finn Whitrock. No, that's not true. I'm not
just him, not even his character.
I'm not going to say that at all. My first choice that I love, Dennis O'Hare as Liz Taylor.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
He's obviously a ghost. Obviously, he has to be a ghost.
But, like, no one pays attention.
I assume he is. He may not be. I don't know. But he's the bartender, and he obviously gives 0 fucks to what's going on in the hotel.
Maybe he just gives 0 fucks and they like him. Maybe he makes a really good drink so they won't kill him.
Maybe. I like Kathy Bates, but my second favorite character has got to be... Yeah, I'd say Miss Evers. She's awesome. Least favorite character so far. People you don't care about.
Oh god, least favorite. The fashion director guy. His son is it
Jackson.
McLaughlin?
Lachlan.
I don't know. Like, don't care about Holden. Don't care about Wes Benton. I'm sorry, I don't know who that actor is, but
he was in American Beauty and Hunger Games.
He's been very flat both episodes already. I'm just not enjoying it. I don't enjoy his wife. God.
My first least I'm interested in.
Gaga's okay. I wasn't sure about the first episode, but now I actually like her character because the character's just, whatever.
I like Gaga a lot.
She's meant to just be out of time.
I like her a lot, and I actually...
Yeah, I apologize if I was rude in the first episode, but I like her a lot now after seeing it. It's just, I miss slang, but that's okay.
I would say my first least would be... Sarah Paulson. I love Sarah Paulson, and I know she's been in every season.
Like, her character can't tease her hair or do something. Like, just fix it.
Well, her character is confusing. She's obviously a drug addict. It's not a hooker, but she's...
And she died outside of the hotel. Why is her ghost in it? Like, what are the rules? We're still not getting the rules, but at least we're getting some rules on the vampirism. I'm glad that they established that. I feel a lot better after watching the second episode.
I think once they explain the ghost rules, that'd be fine. It just didn't make sense to me for her to be a ghost and say, I live here, I can't get in the party. You're a ghost. Go to the goddamn party.
What if there's nothing supernatural going on? That would be a fun twist. I think if Ryan Murphy could write that out, turns out there is 0 supernatural shit going on.
They all just age well.
Boom. Yeah. Or maybe those backstories were lies, but I do feel better after watching the second episode.
I guess my second
still,
favorite character is the daughter.
Well, I mean, I don't think she's gonna be
I
anything.
didn't get that.
I'm still holding judgment, but I feel a little bit better. All right, well,
we'll pretend we never.
thank you.
saw
Hopefully,
this.
we'll have some guests next week. I know there's a few people that were talking about doing it.
And if not, who cares? You can listen to us.
All right, bye.